Hello and welcome to the freshly cut barbershop on the south side of Minneapolis. I am Chevy here for Minnesota MMA News, and I am with the number 2 ranked heavyweight in Minnesota, 17-1, the pride of the south side, Concrete Kevin Asplund. Kevin, great to see you, buddy. How you doing today?
Great, man. Good to see you.
Now, we'll jump in right into it. I know you've got a real busy schedule. You've got a really big fight coming up here on July 30th at the Treasure Island Resort and Casino. It's going to be for Brutal MMA. You are currently the heavyweight champion. It's going to be the second match, the rematch for Reese Hernandez and you. You guys fought once before in December. Tell us a little bit about that fight, how you thought it went, how you felt about it.
Well, I was very disappointed with the outcome. In all 3 rounds, I'm not one to like to bring the fight to the judges, put it in the judges' hands. The guy was very tough, tougher than I expected. I wasn't well prepared this time around, well prepared, and I know the decision could have went either way last time, so we're going to keep it out of the judges' hands this time. I know it's going to be a brawl. The kid's a brawler, and I'm a brawler, so and I'm sure it'll get fight of the neck.
Now, you are 17-1 right now as a pro. You're ranked number 2 for heavyweights in Minnesota. Reese is ranked number 3. You're the brutal heavyweight champion of the world right now. You've had some really amazing fights. I've been fortunate enough to see pretty much all your fights. I've announced just about all of them. You truly are one of the heaviest hitters, not just in Minnesota, but in MMA right now. You hit guys and you put out their lights. You had a few fights there where you won them by submission, and you were like, I just really want to get a knockout. And now you've had about 10 fights in a row that have all ended by knockout. What's the biggest difference for you in your training that's helped you get to this point where now you're just walking right through everybody they put in front of you?
Well, I don't know. We train in every aspect of the sport. All areas. Wrestling, jiu-jitsu, boxing, but I have came the farthest with my hands, my boxing, and now we're working on wrestling, takedown defense. I don't like being on the ground, but I'm finally trained to where I can handle myself there. So I'm not worried about going to the ground, but if the fight goes my way, it'd be just a straight kickboxing match. But I don't mind submitting guys now and then either.
Well, you've showed that you have a really well-rounded game. You've been absolutely on fire. You're not one of the biggest heavyweights out there, but you definitely do get the job done. The first fight against Reese Hernandez was at the Target Center. It was back in December, and it was a very controversial split decision. You guys are now going to be meeting again at Treasure Island. How big of an opportunity is this for you to show people that the first fight was a fluke and that you did get the decision, even though a lot of people said he should have gotten it, it could have gone either way. How big is it for you to go in there and really make a statement in this fight?
Well, it's very important to me. I can guarantee it's not going to the decision. I wasn't prepared enough before. I don't know how he trains, but I know I've been training my ass off, and I'm ready to do this wholeheartedly, not just half-assed. And I give the guy all the credit in the world. It was a great fight. Yeah, some call it controversial. Could have went either way. I'm not trying to hear none of that. I don't care about the past. It's very important that I win this one. I'm trying to further my career and get better opportunities. So, I like the guy. Reese is very respectful dude. Nice guy. I talked to him after the fight. He was a little bummed out. Thought he should have won. I thought it could have went either way. But we will find out here in a couple weeks who the real winner is.
Now, Treasure Island has become one of the bigger cards here in Minnesota for the cage fighting scene. The shows bring in an average of 1,500 to 2,000 people per show. What are your thoughts on that show in particular? How much fun is it to be able to fight on a card like that at that venue?
Well, I love TI. It's a great time. It's a little bit of a drive, but they treat us real well out there. It's a really good show. One of the best in the state for sure. I like the place. And a lot of my fans will be there, all of them. And then the other 200 people that you say come. But yeah, we'll fill that place up. I love fighting out there. It's a good time. They got the alcoholic beverages, which is very important in this sport.
I know your wife Goldie likes to have a couple of beers after the show for sure.
Yeah, just a couple.
It's going to be a big show. There's a lot of big names on the card. You do bring a huge crowd to every single show that you fight in here in Minnesota. You know, you average crowd, and this is no joke, people, but usually about 300 to 500 people show up every time you fight. It doesn't matter who you're fighting or where you're fighting at. If you're going to fight, the entire south side of Minneapolis shows up in force to support you. What's it like to have such a huge fan base out there that comes out to support you for every single show?
Well, it's amazing. It's unbelievable how many people I get support from. You know, they've been with me since day one, and it just keeps growing. It keeps growing more and more. People bringing their kids, and it's believe it or not, it's a positive sport. I mean, it's the best sport in the world in my eyes. But yeah, the fan base is getting bigger and bigger, and to have that kind of support at this level is just amazing. I don't know what else to say about it, except for I'm honored to have that many people come watch me. And I fight even that much harder just to give them a good show and get their money's worth.
Well, you put on a good show every time you fight. You definitely give people their money's worth when they come out. You train with Ambition MMA. Reese Hernandez trains with a really good team himself. What do you want to say about the team that you train with, and what are they doing to get you ready for this?
Well, you know, we got a big group of guys there that we train with. Coach, leader, Mike Riley. He's the man. And then we got wrestling Joey Clark. He's also an awesome MMA fighter. Unstoppable force in the gym. Andre Athey, Pat Schilling, Cody Pasquale, Cameron, whatever his last name is.
Gilliam.
Yeah, I knew that. Gilliam. I'm sure I'm forgetting somebody's name, but Jeremy the Hawk Hamilton. You know, a good friend of mine, Brett Rogers, going through some tough stuff right now, but I know the real story. He's still the man in my book, and I look forward to him getting back in the gym with us soon. But yeah, we got so many people to train with, every aspect of the game. We're working a lot on jiu-jitsu and takedown defense for this one, but you know, I'm ready to fight anytime. Anytime I'm ready to go, so I don't care.
It's gonna be, I mean, it's gonna be a huge fight. It's a huge show. Tons of great fighters on the card, including Rich the Cobra Taylor is gonna be fighting that night. We've got a big rematch with Derek the Pretzel Getzel against Johnny Hollywood Case. Those two guys fought a while back for a Strikeforce contract. Derek won the fight, but you know, Johnny's come a long way since then. So is Derek. So it's gonna be an amazing fight. You're gonna be on the card. Is your heavyweight title gonna be on the line that night?
Yes, sir.
So the Brutal Heavyweight Championship of the World is going to be on the line, you and Reese Hernandez. I know you've got a ton of sponsors out there, and I'm sure we're already up to about 7 minutes on the video, so if you want to take another 9 minutes to thank all of them, you can, or if you want to thank a few, go for it.
First and foremost, best barber in town here in South Minneapolis, Freshly Cut Barbers on the corner of 46th Street, 34th Avenue. Good group of guys, you know, they cut women's hair, kids' hair, seniors get discounts. I mean, it's an awesome place. I love this place, but they're first and foremost on my list. And then Long Doe Records, real big in my corner. Good group of guys. Tony Bones, Big Wiz. Who else? Patrick Baxter's Concrete Masonry. And
which, of course, is where you got your nickname from, Concrete Kevin Asplund.
Actually, the nickname was my wife's idea. I mean, we were sitting at the table on my first fight, and we're like, damn, I need a nickname. She just said something about concrete, and I'm like, sweet, let's do it. And it's just stuck. I love it now.
It works, for sure.
But yeah, it was kind of a spur-of-the-moment thing, but it's definitely stuck, and it fits pretty well. You know, I got concrete in my hands, and I do concrete work, too. And there's some other ones. E&M Customs, Calio Shoes, Flawless Fightwear. Check their website out. They got awesome clothing. You can buy a Team Asplund shirt there too if you like. But yeah, there's more. I can't remember. Apologize, but
well, you'll be able to give them all shout-outs at the show too. So I'm sure you know, if you forget there, then you might be in trouble. But
I pack a list in my shorts.
Perfect. I think I've seen you pull that out before. I try not to touch it. But so you know, again, it's going to be Treasure Island, the Treasure Island Resort and Casino in Red Wing, Minnesota. That's going to be on July 30th. Brutal MMA. I'm here with Kevin Concrete Asplund, the heavyweight champion of the world for Brutal right now. Big fight for him. Reese Hernandez. It's going to be number 2 to decide who the real winner is once and for all. Kevin, thank you so much for being with us. We really appreciate it. Man, he's got a heck of a handshake. Holy cow. Again, I'm Chevy for MMA News. Thank you so much for stopping by and checking us out. You know, anything you want to know for local and national MMA news, MinnesotaMMAnews.com is your spot. I'm Chevy. Don't do anything I would do. Peace. We're out of here.